The whole Ace Attorney. Kaya Shameimaru. Let's do this. First one. Chapter 1, A Glass Eye to the Sky. Aya, instigating the trial system for her own benefit, finds out that there are some strings attached. The rise of Genzokyo's first defense attorney. The bright sunlight, the fluttering wind, and the endless blue sky, just enough clouds for contrast and breathtaking scenery. That were all, this world would be paradise. This world, Gensokyo, is an isolated world. A world that allows the presence of beings other than humans and animals. A world where monsters and yokai live. In a world where nothing serious happens. This story takes place in such a world. That's some slow-ass typing. I knew you'd be here. No, wait, I shouldn't touch it without asking permission first. I just can't control myself around stuff like this. Just a little bit shouldn't hurt, right? Oh, so it can do that. That's pretty neat. That's right, I should test the feature I was planning on adding to the Tengu's cameras. And there. Why, I even amaze myself sometimes. A job well done. Well done? Oh no, I changed the whole thing. I didn't even realize it. And I don't think I'll have enough time to change it back. But maybe I'll just make it look normal for now. Kapapa kapapa ni tori. Korindo. Know you? Oops, it's already time. You should be finished taking pictures about now. I hope it actually worked. Same day. 3:56 p.m. Forest entrance. Great, still here. Nice to know how to use something for once. Was that someone's voice? Yeah. Oh shit, what happened? Cough cough. What kicked up all this dirt? Our winner is me, Chiruno? That voice. Think that might have something to do with this. Huh? Someone's there. Someone's there? Cough, oh it's just Chiruno. Wait, I almost forgot about the camera. The camera? What's wrong? Chiruno, what is that you're standing on? Huh? Oh, this thing. I don't know what it is, but I kicked it good. Oh no, it's in pieces. Duh, I am the strongest, you know. Same day. 5:12 p.m. Eiki's office. That's about the size of things. And so, Mr. Morichika was it? He won't settle the affair with the Damaku battle. Right, he's not interested in that at all. Even if I were unable to use it, I would never dream of not being interested in Damaku. And I did a good job of explaining the situation, don't you think? No matter how you put it, it is quite an amusing story. Quite. And do you remember what I mentioned earlier, Miss Shiki, about the judgment methods of the humans in the outside world? Now that you mention it, I do. It was written in a book I borrowed from Miss Knowledge. It seems like she really lives up to her name. Yes, so why did you bring that up? Oh, I see, that's why you came to tell me about that incident. You believe it to be a good example of such a case. And I believe you are correct. However, for this particular judgment method, I am the only one who can act as the judge. Does that mean I assign roles to the other positions? Do you specifically remember what those roles are? Well, let me think. Judge and Enma are practically synonymous. However, I don't make the decision on my own. There is a side that establishes proof of guilt and a side that defends the suspect, and they argue their cases, if I recall correctly. So, you're saying that excluding the victim and the accused, a minimum of 3 people are needed. Though there's more, the accusing side has to thoroughly inspect the crime scene, examine the evidence, and collect witness testimonies, so there's quite a bit of work that needs to be done. Sounds like a lot of trouble. Well, whatever happens, as long as my involvement is limited to the observation, it's fine. That's the extent of my knowledge. That should be enough. Miss Shiki, you still haven't given your approval for my documentary, The Forthright Daily Life of Gensokyo's Presiding Judge. Are you sure we can't come to an agreement? Haven't I already told you that I didn't see any merit in it whatsoever? Yes, but please reconsider. You have great influence as an Enma, and I think that if you at least gave me permission for a test run to see how it would look, you would practically be begging me to write it. I am not inclined to flaunt my authority like that. I doubt it would be worthwhile. I didn't say it would be like that, just let me follow you for a while. Anyways, aren't you off duty now for a few days? Yes, I am. What about it? Well, I'd say this is a very good timing. We can have a trial in place of a Danmaku fight. Even if I were to accept, who will fill the other roles? You said it earlier that the side that establishes guilt needs to do a lot of work, correct? Yes, I did. So I think that asking the residents of Scarlet Devil Mansion would be a good idea. They have no shortage of maids. I see, that is certainly true. So later, when we go to the Scarlet Devil Mansion to ask about that, we can ask Miss Knowledge for more details as well. Indeed. However, Komachi is not here at the moment, so I need to leave her a note. Please go ahead of me. Okay. I will see you at the mansion. Very well. Whenever something like this comes up, I always seem to get pulled into it one way or another. Same day, 5:58 p.m. SDM Parlor. So, what I'm saying is that I was thinking of everyone here at the STM could act as the side that establishes proof of guilt. Entirely too troublesome. I beg your pardon, milady. The tea is ready. Thank you. Let me hear your opinion on this. It seems that these two have brought something rather inconvenient with them. I'm responsible for this too? From my point of view? Oh, quite. You can endure the tedium. I think it would turn out alright, so what do you think? What do I think? I think it might be too much to endure. But you're so bored though. I, however, doubt that will be the case, Remy. Oh? Lady Patchouli, well, where should I put these? Place them on the table. Aren't you constantly training? You should be able to handle that many books. But they're so heavy. Why do I need all these books anyway? None of your business. Oh. So can you explain why it won't be boring? Of course, they are requesting that we play a role similar to that of the police. A very engaging role indeed. And by engaging you mean troublesome. Only for those at the crime scene actually. You know I don't like it when you dance around the subject patch. Please get to the point. It is very likely that if we accept this role, neither you nor I will be overly engaged. The engaged ones would be Sakuya and the maids. They will conduct general investigation, going to the scene of the crime, collecting evidence and taking testimonies from witness. The vast majority of the work. Since we have a great number of maids at our disposal, we are the natural choice. To me it seems like we are the only choice. But are we the proper choice? It is possible that you are not. Especially if we can get away with lying. What do you think, Sakuya? I have no objections whatsoever. I only serve your will, lady. It should kill some time, at least. To that end, I shall play along with your little plan. Alright, I can write a great article about this. Yo, Tengu. Still a little early to celebrate. I will join provided that certain conditions are met. Huh? You thought I had not noticed your anticipation? Ack. What are you talking about? I'm not planning anything. Don't be silly. What are your conditions? The role of defense attorney, I believe. That will be yours, Tengu. What? You're the one who started this, aren't you? That's why you should have some responsibility in the whole affair. But, hey, what are you? I can't write an objective article if I'm involved. Well, let the other Tengu write about it. It will all rest on your shoulders, although I suppose we can afford you an assistant. What? So that settles it then. It's only natural for the one who proposes an idea to have some responsibility in its execution, Miss Shameimaru. You're kidding. By the way, Patrick, about those books. Forgive me, but I do not wish to read that enormous tower. Oh yes, I was about to mention that. Please do not worry, I will glean the necessary information from these books and summarize everything in a more concise manner. I believe I should be finished by tomorrow. This judgment process might be different from how I always hand down sentences, so yes, please do. Please leave everything to me. Maybe some reverse psychology will work. Looks like I have no choice. I will prepare for the trial too. But of course, if you don't do it, we'd have to go through the trouble of finding someone else. Oh, soon I thought I could finally be able to spend the whole time taking notes in the audience gallery. I don't think so. You're very easy to read. But it's such a simple task that we'd just be able to just ignore it. My condolences. Very well then. If you would be so kind, I should leave the rest to you, Miss Knowledge. It's been quite a while since I've done anything with books other than reading them, so to be honest, I'm somewhat looking forward to it. Now all that remains is the trial itself. When shall it start? It would be best to have it soon to keep the case details and crime scene fresh. So how about tomorrow afternoon? I must remind you that it is the most difficult time of day for me to leave the mansion. However, it's going to be difficult to plan this entirely around your schedule. Oh, fine then. I suppose it will let me use my favorite parasol. I shall prepare it at once, milady. So let's meet here tomorrow. Yes, I will be looking forward to it. Wait right there, Tengu. Huh? We need for you to go to the Kakure Shrine. Really? For what? Since it seems you have yet to realize. Do you think we'd be able to hold a trial with everyone using spell cards? If we are going to be holding the trial in my building, that would be a little... Okay, I'll see what you mean. I need to ask the red and white Shrine Maiden to temporarily suspend the use of spell cards, correct? Exactly. But I shouldn't go empty-handed, so take these rice cakes with you. Thanks. I'll fly over right away and ask her. So much dialogue, so hard to read. Sweeping shrine servant spotted. Hello, the pure and honest Aya Shameimaru at your service. I see you're as energetic as ever. Aya. What's the matter? Your eyes look like a starving puppy's. You have the starving part, right? You should probably eat something. I don't have something. You're kidding. Why would I kid about this? I haven't eaten anything for 2 days. All I have is green tea. What's with that look of pity? Hey, what's that smell? Huh? Sniff. It's coming from that bag. The smell of food. Wow, are you really human? Humans can do anything when they put their minds to it. That's taking it too far. Shut up! What are you doing here anyway? Oh, that's right. Actually, I have a favor to ask you, Agreed. Huh? But in return, you have to give me whatever's in that bag. Fair enough. Deal. Well, I'd like for you to stop using the use of spell cards tomorrow. There's going to be something called a trial then. Ah, that's easy enough. Anything else? Nothing in particular. Now give me. Yes, here you go. Hooray! Solid food at last. Looks like there are rice cakes inside. Yes they are, inside. You were able to smell them from inside the bag. And guess what they were just by touching it. Humans are amazing when they get desperate. And at that point in time, Aya Shameimaru, thought that the trial would be exceptionally easy. But this notion would be utterly upended the next day. Excerpt from the Bunbunmaru newspaper. April 26th. 1:01 p.m. You're 1 minute late, yo. Phew, I finally finished reading. So how was it? Didn't you read that little booklet Miss Knowledge prepared too? Yes, I read it. But you know, the words were a little hard to understand. Huh? Really? They were surprisingly easy to understand. What parts gave you trouble? The beginning in particular. The beginning? How about the middle? The middle was unintelligible. And the end? Not a clue. Did you really read it? I already said I did. But I think our interpretations might be different. So I want you to tell me what you think about it. When I put it as simply as possible so that even someone who hasn't read the book can understand. Alright then, I'll explain. So should we start from the beginning? But what's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper hidden at the very back of the book. This is addressed to me. See, it says, to the White Wolf Tengu. Huh? Let's see what it says. What could it be? To the White Wolf Tengu. I honestly doubt that the Crow Tengu will read this, so explain it to her instead. From Patchouli. Aya? What? It's completely obvious. What is wrong with her? I'm the pure and honest Aya Shameimaru, so am I not a trustworthy and reliable personality? Oh, somehow. Even I'm embarrassed too. Oh, whatever, just get to explaining. Yes. First, there's a question. Already? Yes, but it's just a simple one. Who is the defendant in this case? Select from the following three choices. Three choices? At times like this, looks like you'll have the answer to choose from. Chirino Rigo Inaba. Oh, that's when you should pick an answer. He also wrote that this time there are three, but there might be different numbers later. I get it now. Alright, let's pick an answer. The defendant? Don't tell me you forgot the name of the defendant. No, it's nothing like that. Just that there's always a 1 in a million chance. Oh, Aya, the answer was written in that booklet as plain as day. It's just above the conversation window on the right side. You'll see an icon shaped like a notebook you always carry. Oh, there it is. Called the court record, and you'll find a summary of all the information inside. If you click on that, then it looks like you'll be able to see all of the information about this case. Also, if you press the button to the bottom left of the information box, there's the profiles of everyone you've met so far. I see, how convenient. Now once again, who is the defendant? Chiruno. Correct. I could answer that before breakfast. Of course. I think you'll be just fine, Aya. By the way, what happens if I pick the wrong answer? Some questions won't have incorrect choices. But for questions like that one, you'll be penalized and have to try again. Penalized? Because there are some fans at the upper right. Those. Each one represents one chance. So after 5 penalties, seems kind of stingy to me. Did you think they would be lenient about this? What else is written in there? Let's see, as for the witnesses, just gather information from them like you always do. Like I always do? Yes, it's written right here. Like I always do. What do I always do? If I may offer my thoughts, might as well. Well, you always listen to what they have to say first. Then if they say something that isn't true, you retort mercilessly. And if you have the information or evidence that proves them wrong, you throw in their faces at the same time. And continue until they run away, give in, or start crying. Something like that. That's how I see it. Aya, what's the matter? Nothing. I'm just doing some uncharacteristic self-reflection. Huh? Well, yeah. Anyway, that sounds like a good way to collect information when the need arises. Yes, that's about right. However, it's probably a good idea to be careful when presenting evidence to disprove the witness. Why? If you do and it doesn't make the witness's testimony less reliable, then you'll be given a penalty, just like when you make a wrong choice. In a normal interview, you can now usually apologize, but of course, when you have other people watching, I see what you mean now. But on the other hand, you can press at any time when you feel the witness has something more to say. You will only be penalized on rare occasions, so it seems like a good idea to press as often as you can. It certainly isn't too different from my usual methods. If you think about it, even though you say it's normal, it still seems like a mafia-style interrogation. My reputation isn't that suspicious. I simply pursue the truth, no matter what it takes. I guess that's one way to say it. Anyway, I think we're almost out of time. Any other words of advice? Huh? Let me see. I think we've covered all the basics at least. By the way, you'll see the press and present button at the top of the screen during cross-examinations. Great, I think we're all set now, but where is our defendant? Huh? Now that you mention it, I guess Chirino hasn't shown up yet. Wonderful, the trial's about to start. Where did she run off to? In that case, why don't we take this chance to inspect the evidence? Alright, let's take a look at that camera. It's awfully beat up, isn't it? Yeah, and it looks like it was hit right on the lens. Can you tell? I'll draw you a diagram, see? There are cracks running from the center to the outside of the lens, right? It would only make sense that the pattern if it were hit square in the middle. I see. We should be able to find out easy things like this for now. That's true. Still, Chirino is certainly taking her time. Hello, I have a special delivery for you right here. Let me go. What's going on? There she is. A complimentary service from Milady. Service? Milady told me. I'm certain Chirino has forgotten all about this and is wandering around somewhere, so see to it that she gets here somehow. But she put up such a fight. I wish that she made this a search and destroy mission instead. The search and destroy? But I was finally able to sneak up on her and grab her by the wings. It was surprisingly easy, and I was able to bring her here just like that. The wings were pretty cold though. Are you sure your hands will be okay? If one clears their mind and they can withstand fire or ice, that is another one of the powers of Kung Fu. How do you find the time to practice Kung Fu with your hectic napping schedule? Now if you would just sign here, thanks, later. Do I look like a package to you? You were told to come here at this time, weren't you? But it sounds boring and dumb. Well, I can't say I disagree with you there. But Chirino, something bad would happen if you didn't appear for your trial. So what? I just take care of with spell card. So why does she have to be here? You can't use spell cards. I asked Reimu yesterday to ban spell cards for a while. What do I have to do something like that for? How am I supposed to freeze those frogs now? You're still up to your old tricks, huh? Well, anyways, you can't use spell cards right now. Please keep that in mind, alright? Also, if you didn't show up for your trial, huh? Miss Shiki will chase after you. What? And she'd probably be going a lot faster than I can go. And then with that stick in her hands... Okay, I'll also stay for my trial. Oh really? It's not going to be easy for me. And it would be so much better for everyone if we didn't have this trial. No, it's alright. cause that's everyone's in this mess. Okay then, now let's get this trial underway. You always have such a way with words, Aya. Well, we can't keep the others waiting any longer. Ah, it's almost time. Alright, let's go. So much dialogue. Genzokyo's first trial is in session. Is the defense prepared? Not really. What? Have you finished your preparations? Oh yes, it's just, I'm not used to hearing such a grand tone of voice from you, so I was a little surprised. In the trial handbook I received, I read that the judge should be dignified and speak in a distinguished tone. But the hard part is not being so preoccupied with the tone it impacts your ability to think clearly. Ah, so that's why. Her voice was so intimidating, it was almost scary. That's an enema for you. Has the defense read their handbook thoroughly as well? Naturally. Miss Patrick worked so hard to make it after all. The stare of disapproval. At least the only one who doubts me is Momiji. Very well then. Is the prosecution prepared? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Wait a minute. I thought Miss Knowledge was going to be the... Patsy stayed up all night making that book, and right now she's fast asleep. So for the time being, I will act in her place. Very well. Now that all preparations are in order, let us begin the trial. Does the prosecution have an opening statement? Yes, Your Honor. Then please present it. Ahem. The defense is charged with destruction of property. This property was in the possession of Mr. Rinosuke Morichika, owner of Korindo. Yesterday, as he headed toward the location to retrieve the camera he had set up earlier, he was fortunate enough to see the moment the defendant destroyed the camera in flagrant delicto. And that is the result of our investigation. This seems like quite an obvious case. Is there any margin for dispute? The prosecution believes with reasonable certainty that there is none. I believe so too. Then I shall pass my... No, wait a moment please. That is, the defendant believes that being denied our right to defend is unfair. Perhaps what you meant to say was, please hold your judgment until we have the chance to hear the witness testimonies and cross-examine them. Yes, that, exactly. I see, Miss Shameimaru. I think you should behave yourself in a more composed manner. Well, I'm not really used to this yet. I doubt that anyone here is yet. Nonetheless, I approve the defense's request. Does the prosecution have any witness prepared? Well, I suppose we can listen to what the defendant has to say. Maybe she even has an excuse for her actions. Is that acceptable, defense? Yeah, I guess. Then please take the witness stand, defendant. Aya, are you sure this is a good idea? Huh? If the defendant testifies, wouldn't cross-examining her to find inconsistencies in her testimony put us at a disadvantage? Should we really go through with this? Ah, you're right. Excuse me, about this testimony. Oh shit, it's too late. Please state your name and occupation for the record. Ah, it's already started. Oh. I don't like how everyone's talking about how important like this. But this is only proper. After all, the truth is important. Really? Really? So your name and occupation, if you please? Alright, if I gotta. My name's Chiruno. My occupation, She's unemployed, Your Honor. I see. Unemployed? Meaning you fly freely through the skies. Yeah, I do that. I do that. You got that right. I'm unemployed. See, she says so on herself. Is that really something to be proud of, Chiruno? Anyways, Chiruno, please give your testimony about when you destroyed the camera. Camera? You did break something yesterday, correct? Oh yeah, that shiny thing. I kicked it and it went crunch cause I'm the strongest. Just give us your testimony about when you kicked that. I'm a genius, so this'll be a piece of cake. When I broke the camera, just before I saw it, I was just flying around. I was above that forest of magic. Then I saw this flashing light on the ground. I had a really bad feeling about it, so I flew down and kicked it. Bam, took it out in one shot, cause I'm the strongest. It almost sounds like she's confessing, but she could just as easily have been hallucinating. It's only natural. It's no good if she only testifies about the exact time of the crime. We need to hear about what happened before and after as well. So will the defense cross-examine the witness? I feel more like crying, but yes, that we will. Let's do this. Time to do. Okay. Okay. Let's press this. Let's press it. Let's press this too. Just press everything. Okay. Let's press everything from the beginning. Be more specific. Hey, just wait a second, okay? I'm going there. You needn't be so hasty. During trials, information can't run away. They might become stale. What they say might, but not how you use it. You do know how to use it, right? It may be a poor comeback, but your cute face is not cute at all. Are you absolutely certain about that? Well, all this happened near the forest, so where else would I be? Bringing this to Chirino might be painful. No good, her testimony is flawless. That's what I said, I'm flawless. Don't you understand the situation, Chirino? I don't think she even understands a tenth of it. Already, maybe you were overdoing things a little bit earlier. I can't argue with that. Miss Shameimaru? I think I have an idea. What is it? About the way you usually gather information. I think there's one more part you're forgetting. Why did you wait until now to say it? Not that it will do any good. Ahem, Miss Shameimaru? No, I'm sure it will. Somehow you have to reverse the point of view. Reverse? You mean like turn my point of view about the situation? Earth to Shameimaru. Yes, that's it. Think about it from the other side. Huh? Whenever you come to a dead end, you always try to look at it from another angle, right? Now is the time to do just that. Another angle, turn about the point of view. So if a broken camera was the outcome, just what was the cause that made Chirino do it? Miss Shameimaru, you have no further objections. I will hand down my verdict. Yikes. Honestly, you haven't said anything for a while now. Huh? Like I say, if you have no further objections, then I'm prepared to hand down my verdict. You can give up now. You've done well enough even in this hopeless situation. I'm not done yet. I'm just about to make my comeback. Oh ho? Does that mean you found a hole in the case, Miss Shameimaru? What? So you haven't found one? What? What? I have found something. I'm curious about the light. Wait. How would the camera take a pic? Like the flash would definitely be from the camera, right? But how would the camera take a picture of Chirino when she's flying through the sky with a tripod? What, really? I'm bluffing. There's no way I'd be able to figure out everything all at once. Sorry. I can't think of anything right now. So Miss Shameimaru, care to share with the court? Is there a problem with Chirino's testimony? If it's nothing more than hot air, you should be prepared to receive a penalty. That's fine. Why did I open my big mouth? If I knew everything, I wouldn't have to interview anyone to begin with. Please tell us which part of Chirino's testimony you are concerned. Point out where Chirino's testimony is unclear. The flashing light. I think the only thing that is in doubt here is whether or not there is anything in Miss Shameimaru's head. That's harsh. Well, here's another string of harsh. Oh shit. Really, that wasn't it? You said earlier that it wasn't the outcome, but the cause that we need to investigate. That's right. In that case, we need to figure out why Chirino kicked it. That's the important part. And that's a flash, isn't it? You think correctly in the first place, so you don't need to have the second thoughts. Oh yeah. Oh, the bad feeling? Is this part? What's the matter with that part? Subjective, nothing factual at all. That's certainly true, however in her testimony it is the only subjective part. But that means, it shows exactly when this case began. What is that supposed to mean? We know for a fact that Chirino broke the camera. The defense claims that the problem is the cause behind the camera being broken. Order in the court. So you're saying that the one who caused the camera to be broken should be the one on trial? Exactly. As Chirino testified, before she kicked the camera, she noticed something on the ground. Indeed, she mentioned that she noticed a flashing light. And I hardly doubt that she would be able to kick the camera from high up in the air, or in the sky. Which means that Chirino had to land, and the defense claims that we cannot ignore this so-called cause for her to land. Looks like she's buying it. So is that all you have to say? Yes, that's all. After all, you think there was something that caused Chirino to kick it? I would like to cross-examine some to find out. Your Honor, the defense requests another witness. It is true that no one has discussed the cause, so we have no information regarding that at this time. In the interest of this trial, I would like to grant the defense's request. Has the prosecution prepared any other witnesses? The plaintiff and the victim could give his testimony. Will that do? He would certainly know something. I think we should hear what he has to say. Very well then. We shouldn't need to suspend the trial. I have already called for him. Is this acceptable, Miss Shameimaru? Yes, I think he should testify too. Bailiff Onozuka, please head to the plaintiff to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Rinosuke Morichika. I am the owner and operator of the store Kurindo. And you were the owner of the camera that was broken, correct? Yes, and right before my eyes, no less. And you still wish to cross-examine his testimony? I do. I'll find something that I can use. The camera was one that I found while scavenging. But it's practically no different from the ones that the Kappa make, so I was able to figure out how to use it. I was told that it had all kinds of functions, so I set it up to try them out. I left it by itself after I set it up, so I have no idea what happened while I was gone. Doesn't seem that there was anything unusual in particular. But that's why we should let our defense push him around a bit. Is there a better way to say that? Now your cross-examination, please. Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, that's not important. Find out what functions it has. All kinds of functions. Yes. Doesn't have just a regular timer, but an interval timer, which takes pictures at a set period of time between each one. Well, that needed a separate part attached to it. You're kidding, I want something like that. Maybe you can ask for it. Okay, that's a good idea. So that was one of the functions you were testing? Yes, I wanted to see how the camera worked. So I set up... Let's see the pictures. I didn't think there was anything wrong with myself until I took a closer look. How did the photos come out? Well, since the camera broke... Oh, that's right. Unfortunately, I don't know how well the camera worked. Of course. Somehow I get the feeling that might have been a lead. I left it by itself. So you didn't go to back to check on it even once? So I was cleaning my store the whole time. The things I've scavenged are usually covered in mud, so cleaning everything takes a lot of time. And during that time, you didn't meet anyone else? No, I only have customers every now and then. Oh, now I remember, Raymond came by to have her shrine clothes mended, so if you ask her, maybe she'll have something to say. You don't say. In this case, I don't think she'd have any reason to lie either. This case seems like a dead end. Then we're both at dead ends too. Good idea, we just do it more time, we might be able to figure it out. Okay, press him one more time on something. Just press everything. Where did you originally find it? Where I usually scavenge over at Buenska. Set it up with tripod. Did you come with a lens too? Yes, more than one actually. Oh really? Did it have a telescoping? Talk shop afterwards if you please. Objection sustained. Full sport. Does that mean we can assume that you also knew how to use the Kappa's cameras to begin with? Huh? No. But you said you knew how just now. That. Well, I had them teach me how to use it. See, I can tell an object's name and purpose, and I was able to tell it was like the cameras I see the Tengu carry around. That's why I thought that if I took it to the Kappa, they would know how to use it. I see. By the way, who exactly did you ask? Was Nitori. Of course she knew how to use it as soon as she saw it. So that's how you knew. That's right, she gave me the explanation and I was told that it had all kinds of functions. All all kinds of functions. Yes. Doesn't have just a regular timer, but an interval timer, which takes pictures at a set period of time between each one. But I need a separate part attached to it. You're kidding, I want something like that. Maybe you can ask for it. Okay, that's a good idea. You already read this. How did you set it up? I attached it to a tripod. When I went to go see it, it seemed to be fine to me. I didn't think there was anything wrong myself until I took a closer look. I had the photos come out. Yeah, it was broken. What happened to the film? What happened to the film in the camera? The film, you say? Well, I had it take enough pictures to fill out a row of 24, so I suppose it rewound itself. I see, so it rewound. That's right. Was the testimony just now important, defense? The testimony is important. Oh? You sound rather desperate, almost as if you were bluffing. I'm afraid not. First, about the film, you know that it is very sensitive to light, correct? No, I had no idea. Explain. Well, to put it simply, if regular light touches it, it becomes unusable, so it can only be opened in a dark room, a place where there is very little light. And the case the film is stored in has special properties and is also very difficult to open. So you're saying that even though the camera was broken, the film should be unscathed? Exactly. Mr. Morichika, you are certain that just before you finally saw your camera again, Chiruno had broken it? Yes, that's right. Nevertheless, since you testified that the film rewound itself, it should still be wrapped up safe and sound, am I correct? So that should be about right. The case flew out of the camera and when it was destroyed, but I picked it up. And of course I turned it to Miss Scarlet. I knew you were going to say that. Your Honor, this entirely changes the state of affairs. What are you saying? We will not know what really happened until we inspect it, not the condition of the film, but what's recorded on it. After the impact from the attack, it doesn't appear that anything was further damaged. And just now, Mr. Morichika said that he recovered the film that flew out of the camera. If the film is developed, it might reveal some important information. I see. And with that being said, a question strikes me. Why has the prosecution not submitted the developed film into evidence? Perhaps they see the picture as inconvenient, which is why they are hiding them. PR, this is a grave matter. The book also mentioned how the prosecution should not tamper with the evidence in any way. I hope the prosecution has a good reason for this. My goodness, I think everyone needs to relax for a moment. Miss Defense Attorney, I myself have yet to see the pictures. They have not come out yet. What do you mean? You haven't figured it out yet? Pictures need to be developed first. At this current point in time, they are not ready. So what happened to the film then? As I said, it is being developed. It should be ready before too much longer, I imagine. To whom did you give the film? I didn't think I could give it to the Tengu this time, so I asked the Kappa to handle it. However, I thought it would be delivered by the time this witness's cross-examination was finished. I see, so let's continue with the subject at hand. Has this matter been put to rest, defense? For the time being, as long as we are waiting on the film to be developed, we can't do much else. So please continue. Any other questions from the defense? Let's see here. Other features? Did the camera have any other features? I didn't know very much about it. There were still other functions I did not understand. But I do know that it didn't have a built-in flash, yet it had something called a speed light, and it could focus on more than one object. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that. I'm starting to turn green with envy. These are all you remember. That's it as far as the major functions go, at least. I was told that it was a model meant to make photography easy. I see, it certainly sounds like it. Come to think of it, how did you set the timer? I don't think it was anything particularly strange, I just had the shutter click every 5 minutes. I decided on that setting because it would take 2 hours to fill up a whole roll of film, and I could clean out my shop in the meantime. I see, thank you very much. Well, I think the pictures should be here any moment now. Oh? Excuse me, Miss Shiki, I have a delivery here. I can't just wait until later, Komachi, we're in the middle of a trial. Sorry about that, but they told me that it was needed here. What? Oh, could that be? Precisely, the photos. Indeed they are. I will accept these into evidence. A moment please, Your Honor. I would like to determine which of the 24 photos have any bearing on the case. It would indeed take time if everyone went over every picture. So I will call a 10-minute recess to sort them out. I would like the current witness to remain on the premise, so we may ask him about pictures when the trial resumes. Understood, Your Honor. And with that, this court is in recess. This is getting kinda boring. I'd much rather be bored right now, actually. Really? Why you wanna be bored? That's no fun at all. I'm not bored, but I'm still not having any fun at all. You're kinda weird, so can I go now? No, I don't think you should. Really? Yes. I'm tired of this already. Well, just deal with it for now. But why did you have that bad feeling anyway, Chiruno? Bad feeling? Yes. Huh? You know, you said it earlier when you were talking about breaking the camera. Huh? Oh yeah, that. Why didn't you say so? I didn't think I had to spell it out for you. I had a really bad feeling when I saw it. That's why I attacked it without thinking. Could you be more specific? Not really, I was just all like, what now? Maybe I should put it another way. Did the camera do anything? You mean that black thing, right? Put it at me all of a sudden. The camera turned towards you by itself. Sure did. That's odd. Doesn't matter how many features the camera has, the tripod isn't supposed to move. And it's strange how Mr. Morichika never brought it up when he was talking about its features. But Chuno says she saw it move. That's definitely what happened. It pointed straight at me, so I put my foot in its eye. That's right, the cracks on the lens do show that it was hit from the front. But what does that have to do with anything? It might not, but we can't be sure about that yet. The recess period is almost over. Alright, let's see how this will turn out. And I'm gonna take a quick 1-minute break, going to the washroom. Be right back. And I'm back. Back. Trial is now back in session. What did you discover from the photographs? Seems like I wasn't able to fully rewind in time, so the first several pictures are completely black, Your Honor. You don't need to see any of them, save for the ones that were taken just before the attack, so that should have no bearing on the trial. Conversely, I believe that having pictures at the time of the incident would be beneficial as well. The pictures around that time are just fine. Thanks to these pictures, we should be able to put an end to this trial. I will accept the film into evidence. Photo number 1. No. Okay. About this picture, you agree that there is absolutely nothing out of place in it? Yes, I do. Looks like a rather tranquil scene. And there's more. The Kappa who developed the film for us seems she saw the camera before the incident as well. What? So does that mean there's another witness? Yes, and she is now going to give her testimony. You're kidding. My, that's quite a boon. Call her to the witness stand, please. Kappa Nitori. Nitori? Oh, if it isn't Momiji, what's up? What's up? That's my question. As I said, she developed the film, and she will be giving us her testimony. Haha, I see now. First, can you give us your name and occupation? Sure, my name is Nitori Kawashiro. I'm an inventor. But what will she testify exactly? Miss Kawashiro saw where the camera was placed while she walking about yesterday. She will give us her testimony on what she saw. Very well, please begin. Alrighty. I just happened to be passing by the forest at that time. When I saw the camera sitting there, kinda got distracted and stared at it for a while. Then Chirino came flying along, and the camera took a picture. When she noticed it, she suddenly got real angry, a look on her face, and she swooped down and kicked it. And unfortunately for the defense, here is the decisive proof. Wait, where's 23? What do you think of this picture perfect evidence? I believe this clears up all remaining doubt. Exactly. I don't think we need to waste any more time. I do think so. I demand my fair share of it. Oh my, you seem rather upset. But for now, I'll submit it into evidence. Yeah, the angle is different. There's a tree here. No tree. Oh, things are really going downhill. I just happened to be passing by. Do you know how long you were there before the incident happened? Not really. Do you even know about the incident? I saw it when it happened, you know. You were a witness? Yeah, I was. But things were starting to get out of hand, so I left before I got wrapped up in it. Not exactly admirable. But I didn't think it would become this big all of a sudden. Or big of a deal. Press everything. Could you please tell us exactly what happened during that time? The camera was connected to the tripod and I didn't see anyone else around. There was no one else in the area and you were the only one who saw this camera. Yep, I figured someone would come eventually. Maybe I should present some evidence here. Can I continue? I think Chino came flying along. Wait, I want to see what to press on or what to present. What direction did she come from? No idea, I guess she was flying over the forest. Did you notice anything else? Well, Chirino was flying. And the camera took a picture. So I mean the shutter clicked. Yep. It took about 2 or 3 pictures while I was watching it. So which picture would this first picture with Chirino be? I think it's the second, but right after that, she noticed that she suddenly got angry. An angry look? Yep, that's right. She zipped down and seemed to be upset with the camera for some reason. So what happened next? Like she was posing. But posing? Yeah, posing. Why on earth would she do that? I don't really know why she posed, but then she swooped down and kicked it. Are you absolutely sure about that? Yep, sure as the sun shines. I was watching the whole time and all, and she hit it pretty hard. I thought it was funny. No. This definitely makes Chirino look like she's purely at fault. But I still don't know why she kicked it all of a sudden like that. You don't know? Weren't you watching her when she did it? Yeah, I was, but... Your Honor, did we drag this out any longer? I believe that this testimony should be enough. No matter how I look at it, I cannot quit Chirino of this crime. No way. Losing my first case would not bode well for my career as a defense attorney. Is there nothing else I can do? Doesn't matter if you lose all your motivation. That's not enough out of you. Anyway, the defense attorney does not agree. If you're going to say that, you surely have proof to back it up. Huh? Not proof. To put it another way, evidence. Whatever reason she had for kicking it, you need to show me refutable evidence to prove it. Precisely, you're going to say something, all you need is a single piece of evidence to support it. And if we approve of your line of reasoning, then the trial may continue. And if you don't approve, what then? Then what? That will only support a guilty verdict. Although I suppose that means in both cases, the trial will continue. Stop joking around, the trial will end here if I don't do something. What should we do? Do we have that kind of evidence? Wait a second, if I go back a bit, whatever reason she had for kicking it, that's what Miss Scarlett just said, right? That's right, I don't think we have anything that can do that. However, we still have something that they won't be able to argue against. Really? That's right, time to present it and see what happens. We actually have 2 evidence, but let's start with 1 for now. Let's break them down without so much as a syllable. There's little room for error in or presenting evidence. Oh. Right now, all we have to do is keep moving forward. Your Honor, the defense wishes to present some evidence. I see, but I understand we will thoroughly scrutinize it. Divide them with your irrefutable evidence. Tripod? Why exactly did you choose this? Do you know Miss Scarlett? I think we need to know what's going on in Miss Shameimaru's head first. At least we can't fault her for trying. I will, however, fault her for being mistaken. Shit. How cruel. This is that picture that was presented earlier. What exactly are you getting at? Desperation is unbecoming. No, I am not desperate at all. Even though you said 1 earlier, I'm just starting with this. So you have further evidence to submit? Yes, it's simply not enough by itself. It needs another part to make my point. In that case, I will allow you to submit 1 more piece of evidence. Thank you very much, Your Honor. So this picture as well, why do they form a set? Show us. These 2 pictures may appear to be in consecutive order, so it looks like one leads into the other. However, that creates a huge contradiction between them. Oh, then can you point out this contradiction for us? Of course, Your Honor. The number? The contradiction is here, in the numbers. Really? What do these numbers signify? Please read the numbers, Your Honor. The first picture has 22 and the second has a 24. That's right, and please remember that the camera filled up a row of 24 pictures. These numbers make it easy to understand in what order the pictures were taken, along with the time when they were taken. I see. In that case, why is there no photo with 23? Exactly my point, Your Honor. Since both the first and the second pictures show the very same person, it would appear that they were taken in the same time frame. That's why nothing seems out of the place at first glance, but if you take a closer look, you'll see that there is one more picture that should go in between them. But Miss Shameimaru, is it possible that there is no such picture? Absolutely not, due to the sequential nature of the film being in a row. If you were to see the negatives, it would be obvious, but there must be another picture in between these, without a doubt. Oh, I see. The defense is skilled in explaining complicated matters. So does this mean that you are also saying that there is something the prosecution has not submitted? Yes, I am. Detecti-bu, why exactly have they not submitted this photograph? You're awfully sharp, Crow Tengu. Miss Scarlet, if there is a picture that completes this sequence, please submit it at once. Yes, there is a picture. That I could delay it in revealing it a little longer, although I would rather not at all. Here it is, Your Honor. By the way, I swear that this is the very last picture. Pictures 19 to 21 also developed, but they contain nothing relevant. What? Impersonations? In the middle of trial? What is the meaning of this? Oh, I guess not. What does the picture show? Rin. Rin? Like in Ring or something? Bailiff Onosuka, bring Rinosuke Moichika here, now. So what does the picture show? She seems absolutely furious. Yes, what is the matter, Your Honor? Why are you the plaintiff when you are the one committing despicable deeds? What? I have no idea why you are angry, Your Honor. Look at this. Well, what is this picture? We don't know, it was taken by your camera. The nerve! You aren't the victim in this case. In fact, I don't think it'd be too much to say it's poor Chirino instead. But please wait just a moment. I don't remember taking this picture at all. So what is this? I really can't say. Please wait, Your Honor. What is it, defense? It was set on Naoto though. Please don't be so angry, Your Honor. Think about it. There was only one other person nearby when the camera took pictures 2 through 24. It was Nitori. And that would be Miss Kawashiro. She said that she saw Chirino in picture 22 and watched the scene until she kicked her in picture 24. I see. In that case, it makes sense that she would have been watching when picture 23 was taken. Yes, that's why I would like to ask the witness to testify once more. Very well. Is this acceptable, Miss Scarlet? It's tedious, but I see no other reason why not. So Miss Kawashiro, please testify one more time. Please be more specific about your thoughts at that time. Can do. Things turned out kind of weird somehow. If this keeps up, I'll end up prosecuting as well as defending. I was just walking around when I spotted the camera, took a close look and noticed that it was the camera Mr. Boichika asked me about. Looked like a shutter was set to go off automatically. I was really interested in it, so I watched for a bit. That's when I saw Chirino come and the shutter went off again. After that, Chirino came close to the camera and kicked it. That's all I saw. If I remember correctly, Miss Moichika arrived right when the camera was broken. Yeah, I saw him too. Looked like he was choking on all the dirt Chirino was kicking up. That's odd. There were some things that Moichika mentioned in his testimony that Miss Kawashiro did not. And she also didn't mention anything that Chirino claimed she saw. Very strange indeed. They both saw the same event but didn't see the same things. Miss Shameimaru, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. I need to find the suspicious part of Miss Kawashiro's testimony. Definitely not this, but let's just press it for now. Simply taking a rock, yeah, jog my inspiration, what did you come up with? Irrelevant to it. When you saw it, did you touch it as well? Nope. So you're saying that you only looked at it? I guess so. So how did you know it was the plaintiff's camera? He asked me about it the other day. I got a real good look at it. There were distinguishing features in the camera that most of the Tengu have were made by the Kappa. So if it wasn't a camera you made, then how would you know who it belonged to? It had a unique bottom. That's how I recognized it. Unique. Yep, the screw that connected the camera to a tripod was different from the kind we Kappa use. I see. That seems like something you would certainly remember. What was so special about the camera? To put it simply, if it wasn't connected to the tripod, you couldn't take pictures. Oh, I see, so that's how it works. However, it seems like a rather trivial detail. Is it important to this case? It is. Then witness, please append it to your testimony. Roger. You're absolutely sure about that? Yeah, I am. If I had touched it, then the pictures would have been slightly off. That's true, which is why it does seem to be something off about photos 24 and 3 and 24. The backgrounds look different. You're right, I can see the mountains in the first one, but the other two only show the sky. I better take another look at the evidence again. You were there when it did? Yep, I was watching for about 2 or 3 minutes when it did, so it took me by surprise. I waited a little longer and the shutter went off again. Do you see what it took a picture of? Nope, of course I couldn't. You don't say. Your Honor, defense is leading the witness to pull more advantageous testimonies from her. I am doing no such thing. So what are you doing then? To be frank, I don't see how this has anything to do with the case. It does appear that this is a rather minor detail. Is this testimony important? It is. What are we talking about? I forgot already. Ooh, we can save. There no dialogue? Log or something? Jet. They just say it's important. Who cares if I lose a life? Feels that should be enough. If we tries to get witness to say anything else on the matter, on the subject, I would like you to penalize her. And since the defense insisted so strongly, that should be all they needed for their argument. Keep that in mind. Yes, I will. Now I've done it, I better think twice about pressing that new line of testimony. Yeah. Yeah. Walking around. Wait, how would she know from the bottom if it was connected to the tripod? Yeah, that was wrong. Never touch the camera. Hmm. I don't know what to press or what to present. I have to think about this. Wait. What the heck? The timing's off. The times are off. It's supposed to be every 5 minutes. So it's 151, 156, so that's right. This is 153. How are they not related? pretty sure I'm supposed to do this somewhere. Nah, GG. Shit. GG. Man, that's a hard one. Just go through this quick. Important. I was on the tripod. Oh, so that's right. I just did it on the wrong one then. Miss Kawashiro, you said earlier that you never touched the camera, right? Yeah. So somehow that strikes me as strange. On what are you basing that? On this. Ah. Miss Kawashiro said earlier that the reason she was able to recognize the camera was because the screw that connected the camera to the tripod was different. Gah. Even after adding to her testimony, she did not correct that part, which means that Miss Kawashiro touched the camera. Ah. Did she really need to touch it? She could have known what kind of screw it was just from looking at the other parts. That is not possible. She said earlier that she was able to identify the camera by looking at the screw. Without touching the camera to remove the screw, she would not have been able to do that. Moreover, as she clearly stated in her testimony, there was no other way for her to tell that camera apart from others without checking it. Ah. Urgh. Miss Kawashiro, this is where your testimony starts falling apart, and that leaves other suspicious details. First, you say that you were watching until the moment Chiruno attacked the camera, but in both the plaintiff's and defense's testimony, they never mentioned your presence. Oh. Miss Kawashiro, this must mean that you were hiding in a nearby thicket, correct? What? Then there's the fact that you testified that you didn't see anything else that was unusual. However, all the pictures that were submitted as evidence have Chiruno in them. This is proof that this camera has another feature that follows moving objects. You were the one who explained how to use the camera to Mr. Morichika, correct? However, you didn't explain this feature to him, so of course it came as quite a surprise when I saw the pictures. which means that you seem to have believed that it was best if he didn't know about this feature. But in spite of that, the camera could automatically move to follow Chirino. That means that since the camera moved on its own to follow her, if you were watching, there's no way you would forget seeing that. So what was the witness's objective? Even if she did touch it, and even if she didn't explain everything, she didn't commit any crimes in doing so. Don't you get it? She testified that she didn't touch the camera when in actuality she did. And she didn't think of the camera moving by itself as strange. That means that she knew about that feature from the start. The witness knew that the camera moved, but she hid herself to see how well it could track objects. However, it unexpectedly worked too well starting this whole affair. So Miss Shameimaru, does this mean you wish to indict Miss Nitori Kawashiro based on this? Come this far, so I can't back off now. Exactly, the defense believes that Chirino is innocent and Nitori Kawashiro should be the one on trial. Order in the court! Bailiff Onosuka, please escort anyone who cannot settle down from the courtroom. Oh. Now, what do you have to say for yourself, Miss Kawashiro? I am... That's quite enough, Miss Shameimaru. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, this is all speculation, although I believe a better word for it would be delusion. What did you just say? Just look at the witness's face. The witness's face is just that, nothing more, nothing less. What I'm trying to say is that you need evidence. Your hypothesis is that the witness touched the camera and then observed how it worked. So I'm sure you have suitable evidence to support it. Indeed, all we can say for now is that there was a possibility, nothing more. No way. Yeah, that's alright. I only looked at the camera. Also, didn't that human earlier say something about only setting the timer on whatever? He didn't even know how to set the motor in the tripod to follow things or set up the infrared strutter. Huh? What's the matter? Miss Kawashiro? Your voice is shaking. Where was I? Miss Kawashiro, what did you say just now? What? You just said something about a motor in the tripod and setting it to follow things. But this is just a normal tripod, isn't it? Oh. Now I see. I understand the answer behind the final mystery of these photos. Final mystery? That's right. There's one undecidedly unusual part in these photos. Then please tell us where this part is located. The time? Huh? Is this the date and time? Exactly, the important part is right here, the minutes when the pictures were taken. I see. Miss Morichika set the timer for 5 minutes, counting backwards from the 22nd picture. You can see that the picture started taking pictures at 1:01 PM. Yes, he did say 5 minutes in his testimony. Then look at the final, the 24th picture. This unexpected part, another 5 minutes space of time. 3:56 on the dot and 5 minutes from what? How odd that the pictures 22 and 24 are 5 minutes apart. Shouldn't it be pictures 22 and 23 instead? The 5-minute gap between 22 and 24 is strange. So does that mean we have no reason to believe that the original setting was still in effect around then? Exactly. It's printed directly into the picture, so it's easy to assume it's reliable. But this time does not fit with Mr. Morichika's setting at all. I just looked at the other pictures from around 2:30. There was nothing for approximately 30 minutes. Even in pictures where there is nothing but scenery, the time gap is uneven. It was reacting to moving objects such as birds. So Miss Kawashiro, that means you came at around 2:30, and then you made adjustments to the tripod and camera, adding things like infrared equipment and moving tracking devices. You did a lot more than simply touching it, didn't you? How did this case turn out like this? Oh, I'm so sorry. I saw all those features I've never seen before, so before I knew it, I had taken it apart to get a better look at it and modded it even more. It didn't even look the same as it did when I started. I knew it'd be bad if I got caught, so I changed it back some so it would at least look the same as before. Of course, that way no one would know just by looking at it. Yeah, I just didn't have enough time to completely restore it. Then I hit myself whenever I saw Chirino come. In the nearby thicket, I bet. Yeah, then just as I thought, she saw the camera move. It caused quite a bit of trouble, you know. I'm really truly sorry. First, I should pass my verdict. Seeing as how Miss Nitori Kawashiro was the cause behind the camera being destroyed, I find the defendant Chirino not guilty. Yay. We did it! We freed Chirino. Dude, it's finally over. One second. Twitch is being a dunce. There we go. That's so lame. Must be nice to be so carefree. So are we done here? Well, more or less. See ya later then. She really is a simple one. Thank you, you helped me out too. Ah, you don't need to thank me, Mr. Morichika. That's just how things happened. Well, whatever the case, you still helped. I need to return to my store now, so I will bid you farewell. Goodbye. Oh, did Chirino leave already? Yes, just now in fact. Well, that's fine, but these trials seem rather trying. You two were the ones who first suggested the idea, weren't you? Oh, Miss Scarlet. Yes, I guess you're right. So you have no room to complain. It was able to temporarily stave off boredom at least, so I think I wouldn't mind doing it again. Farewell. Where are you going? Back to the mansion. Because of the trial, I've had to put off tea time for far too long. Patches should be awake by now too, so I want to simply take it easy for the remainder of the day. Weren't you drinking tea all throughout the trial? Yes, I was unable to relax while doing so. Then until next time. It seems that Miss Scarlet enjoyed it. I think so too, but it seems to me that Miss Knowledge would have been better suited for that role. However, I think the most difficult role was yours, Miss Shameimaru. It wasn't that bad. I had Momiji there to help me, and she was able to— Hey, wait a second. What's the matter? Momiji isn't here anymore. Miss Bashiri offered to help in seeing Miss Kawashiro's sentence was carried out. Huh? If you want to see for yourself, she must sit Seiza style for 2 hours. That's not right, Nitori. You're falling out of position. Oh, Momiji, isn't this good enough? No, it's not. You cause a lot of trouble for everyone, especially Aya. I'm sorry. Hey, no slouching. If you don't do it right, you'll keep doing it until you do. What? I said I was sorry. Enough already. No, because you upset me too. So that's how the first trial ended. This reporter had a special seat to gather information on the trial. I shall write about the successive trials in later issues, but for now, I must lay down my pen. Excerpt from the Bunbun Maru newspaper. Momiji is scary when she's mad. Yay. A new episode has been unlocked. And that'll be all for today. At least for Toho Attorney, Aya Shameimaru. See you all next game.